Hello everyone, Brian here. On today's crew bit, I've been getting a lot of questions about exactly what do I need to do an A-dock. And so we've got some examples of some A-docks for you. And our grading criteria for an A-dock is we want the dock in locked up between 3 and 6.4 seconds. Again, Kirk had calculated if everybody docks in 6.4 seconds, we can break that world record. We want to dock smooth, somewhere between the shoulder and the slider height. Ideally, we could dock or stop our canopy 6 to 12 inches from that shoulder, but the real goal is just to have no energy into the formation. We want to fly a smooth, flat approach so everybody can follow. We want to dock on the inside person first. We want to keep that canopy level or, better yet, fly to that outside grip. So what we found works best is when the wing comes in nice and flat, and then 3 seconds later the lockup comes, 3 seconds later the next lockup comes, 3 seconds later we're all flying nice and flat, we all have our lanes, and we can all dock between the shoulder and the slider. And let's not forget about the extra credit. Anytime if the jumper ahead of you goes low or is behind, and you can keep the perfect position and fix it, then we're going to move you up a grade, because we need you to be on the proper level, altitude, front to back, and also so everybody behind you. In addition, if you're coming in and something happens to the guy ahead of you and you're able to move up and plug that slot, always make sure that you have the advantage to be able to do that. And if you do, rise up, just finish the last 1 to 3 feet from the side so we're not coming up from the basement. All right, in our first example, we've got our wing flyer coming in with the dark canopy with the red center stripe. Right now he's about a full position low, but we're still not even got number 9 on. And then we've got this his lockup in the yellow canopy. Look how low he went. But now look at the third guy. He is fixing it. And so he is almost guaranteed to go up 1 full grade level on there. So let's watch the video play here. So another thing to notice is look at how the wing isn't taking up a whole lot of room here. Not zooming all over the sky, using different tools. He's using all these tools to keep him parked so he doesn't scare away the lockups. And then still, our third person in that row, the second lockup, is still on the perfect height. He needs to dock on this shoulder right here, and he's almost a full height above where he needs to be, so he can come in with power. We'll let it play, and then finally Chris will say, okay, get the row 4 wings, come on in. And so as soon as Chris gives that command, now look at where we are. We're about a half a canopy height low, but still we're not coming from the basement, and we've got plenty of room for these other 2 lockups to slide in from the side. So this isn't bad positioning, it's not perfect, but this is just our first example. And so now our wing comes in, he goes up and then finishes from the side, and look at how the person can grab onto the lines instead of the canopy. And then our third lockup can come in nice and flat. Now for the right side over here. Over on the right side, we're going to be watching this green and blue canopy, who's the 4th lockup, or the 3rd lockup in that row, 4th person to dock on that side. And look at his altitude. We've already got the shoulder that he needs to be on. He's a full canopy height above that. And so let's watch him as he flies here. So here he comes on his initial approach, and the lockup that he was following got spit out for whatever reason. And now he's going to start his second approach. Notice how he didn't go out too far. He was still within striking distance. So now he comes in, and as he comes in, the lockup again falls off, actually falls back into his canopy. And so he was at the perfect front to back, perfect height, everything, and that canopy flew into him. But now, here we go again. He's still in a good position to come in and dock. And so now he's moving in. The lockup above him finally got it. And boom, he's there within 3 seconds. Not only is he there within 3 seconds, but he's there at the proper height to where both people can get their foot in those grips. So kudos on this lockup for fixing it and getting in there. So now over on the left side, we've got our wing and lockup coming in. Wing's just a little bit low, but look at this lockup, the dark canopy, and the next lockup, they're holding good altitudes relative to where they need to dock. And then as soon as Chris gives the command to go ahead and come in, they come in. The dock is definitely put between the slider and the shoulder, and the next lockup is on a good approach there on the black canopy, but this blue and white canopy, look at how we went low and behind. Not so good. Even though coming altitude-wise on a flat approach, we just had to come from behind. So we can't be coming from behind that far and still make our world record. All right, now our next dock, we're going to shift over to the left side again. We've got this darker canopy. His lockup is the white canopy behind him over off to the left there. And then we've got another white center with the dark outside canopy for his lockup. Now they're stationed a little bit low, but we know that the formation is going to sink. And so as number 9 comes in, we got the first grip on number 9. Getting ready to get the second grip, so we freeze it here. And now look at the altitude that wing is at. The wing is almost at shoulder altitude, but even more important, look at the room that he gave for that white canopy to come in there. And so look at this dock. Boom, we park it 6 to 12 inches away, make them reach for the grip. There is zero potential for that to come in and come around, but even more importantly, that white canopy on the left was able to come in right behind him. All right, so now we're going to shift over to the left side again with the blue canopy here. And you can kind of see the lockups a little bit further behind on the formation, not quite where I'd want to be, but what we do want to watch is we want to watch this blue canopy. And right now they're about 2 feet, maybe 3 feet below, but this is very good. We still got 3 people to dock, so we know that formation is going to sink. And so what I want to do is I want to watch this canopy here and how much real estate they take up. They don't take up a lot of real estate. And you can see right there, they get into cross control. They're parking it. That's the time to use cross control. If I'm already in the perfect position and I just want to maintain, then I want to use cross control, never to get to point A to point B. And so we continue to take up a small amount of real estate to where everybody else can reset behind them and off to the side. And then when it's time to come in, we come in, put a very nice dock. But even more important, look at the dock below them, how nice and height we got on that dock. All right, and again, we're over here on the left side. We're watching this yellow canopy with the red outside end cells on there. And we can see him out there all by himself. And we still got 2 more canopies. No, we got a whole row of canopies that needs to come in on the other side. But we're going to watch him and watch how much real estate he takes up. Same as what we had just watched. He's out there keeping the same level. Now he's going to do some sachets to maintain, but these sachets, he's not taking up a lot of real estate. So this blue and white canopy still has plenty of room to do theirs. Both lockups can continue to stay on their altitudes, and we're just out here waiting and waiting and waiting for that row to complete over on the other side. Now, here we are. We're getting the grips there on the bottom of the diamond, and now look at what we're doing. We're stopping all the energy, and look at where everybody else is positioned here. And so we're almost at shoulder height now. We're going to let that formation just kind of merge with us a little bit, but both lockups are in really, really good position here, and we can follow this wing. So Chris gives the command, okay, come on in, and you can see how he just slowly let up out of the Cross control comes and puts it up on the shoulder, and the person can get their feet in there. And then the other lockups below have nice, clear lanes to come in and dock. So again, super example of bringing that in. So I hope this video gave some good examples of what we're looking for, or actually what we need to break this 100-way this November. And as always, if you guys have any questions, please get a hold of any of us. Thank you.